feels no pain and will end yours forever.
Nikolai is here, Nemesis is here, and we're gonna cover everything about him that you need to know.
Yes!
Hello everyone, my name is SwingPoynt and welcome to Resident Evil Resistance. This is the multiplayer game bundled with Resident Evil 3, and Nikolai is here. We have a new mastermind, he brings new cards, he has a new bioweapon, Nemesis, and Nemesis is so good. Like one of the best things about Nikolai. We're gonna cover a bunch of stuff about Nikolai today. I'm gonna show you Nikolai's skills, I'm gonna show you his new cards, I'm gonna show you his bioweapon, and then I'm gonna show you a build that I was using for when I was a lower level Nikolai, because it's tough out there right now playing Nikolai because everyone is comping in a way to beat Nikolai, especially if you just go straight for his firearms approach. So I'm gonna show you something that works a little bit differently, which I found very effective, which is also utilizing Nikolai's new stuff. So let's get into Nikolai here. He's level 25 already. I spent all night trying to get him up to level 25 so I could show you everything. I don't want to talk too much about the patch notes. This update wasn't just Nikolai. There was a bunch of things that they changed in it. If you want to see those patch notes, they'll be in the link in the description. A couple of things I do want to mention in the video though is they removed a lot of the restrictions that were centered around masterminds and equipment. You don't have to crank through rank 5 Annette, then rank 5 Daniel, then rank 5 Alex, then rank 5... None of that anymore. You just play who you want to play. You don't have all these crazy restrictions anymore, which is such a good thing for this game. Same thing with equipment. You don't got to get to level 5 or level 10 or level 20 to go ahead and start unlocking these things. You just go ahead and you buy what you want, start playing. Don't have to sit here and grind, which again, huge win for the masterminds. So let's look at Nikolai here. He's firearms and tracking, and it's very accurate to what he is. So if we go ahead and take a look at his fever skill here, it's Nemesis. Nemesis has two variants, one of which is Nemesis's cooldown is shortened if survivors are tracked, which is insanely easy to do with Nikolai, or if they are defeated. And then there's the stars variant. This makes it so survivors are automatically tracked when Nemesis is out, but we kind of have a way to do that anyway. And it also shortens the cooldown on his accelerate skill, which is really, really good. You guys are gonna love seeing that. And to be clear about what tracking does, it makes it so survivors take 20% more damage, which is huge. You're basically constantly getting a 20% damage buff with Nikolai all the time. And it makes it so there's a big target on their head, they're lit up, you can see them through walls. It's a visual and it's a damage booster. And now on to his first passive here, Predator. Tracking rounds, it makes it so that whenever they're hit with a firearm, they are immediately tracked, which means that after the first shot, every shot after that is gonna be 20% more damage, which is crazy. And then equally crazy is Blood Trail, which I think is a level 4 skill. Automatically tracks survivors with less than 75% health. So that's like one detonator swipe on almost all of them, and suddenly they're tracked, so they're gonna start taking more damage. This is really, really good at doubling down on the pain. Not only because it is just doing more damage, but also it catches people off guard. And now on to his second passive, Firearm Specialist. So this is purely about firearms. The first variation is Firearm Efficiency. Take anything in the firearms category and reduce its cost by 1. It's really straight and simple. Now on to mag expansion. There's a little bit more going on here, and this is a really cool skill. So for mag expansion, it'll take the duration of your guns or your turrets and it'll increase it. Typically on a turret, you get a minute. This will make it so it has a minute and a half. So if you want to hold something down for longer or you want to set up earlier, really good for that. Now increasing firearm ammo, this is where it gets really interesting. So a machine gun typically has 50 bullets, right? So this will increase it up to 80. So that's a 60% increase on your machine guns and also your machine gun turret, which is a skill that Nikolai has in Area 3. But what I find more interesting, which you might not think about right away when you use mag expansion, is that it'll take immobilizing rounds and it'll take the air cannon, which is a new thing to Nikolai. We'll talk about the air cannon. It'll take each of those and increase their ammo from 1 up to 2. Which is really cool. And I don't think it works on the grenade launcher, but it'll take immobilizing rounds and it'll take air cannon and take them from a 1 to a 2. So you're basically doubling how much you get out of that. Now on to his Area 2 and Area 3. His Area 2, you can have a radar pulse for default, and that makes it so that there's a big pulse that goes ahead and tracks all the different survivors, which can help add to the Nemesis cooldown. And then for his second variation, it is the turret high cal rifle. So picture the high cal rifle that you get with Spencer. Now it's a turret. Set it and forget it. And now for Area 3, he can have the reinforced leg hold trap, which is literally just a leg hold trap, except it's a little more sticky and it costs 1 more. And then the turret machine gun, is set it and forget it, except it's a machine gun. I like the turret machine gun because the AI on the turrets is questionable sometimes, and it misses sometimes. What's nice about the machine gun is it still gives you that ability to keep going, keep shooting, even if it's missing. You're not blowing a whole bullet when you only have so many to begin with. You're gonna have a ton of them in a machine gun, which is really, really nice. It can really put on the pressure with the turret machine gun. As you can see, they both cost a lot, but that's a perfect segue into the new cards that Nikolai has. Now, I find the cards that Nikolai has are more interesting on the first end than the back end. Let's talk about them because they really are game changers, especially for Alex. Well, honestly, for anyone, but especially for Alex. So, the first card that he unlocks is called Red Queen Mod, and you get that at rank 7. And while it's in your hand, you can read it here. Your EIS activation speed is double. So that is basically the same exact thing that Mechanic does to her traps when you're playing as Alex. Meaning, with the addition of Red Queen Mod, even though it's green, with the addition of Red Queen Mod, every single character in the game is now capable of instant exploding traps, which is really cool. Now, there's a bunch of other things that come with EIS activation speed, but traps is one of the ones that benefits the most. So, you can run instant explosion on Nikolai. Also, with Alex, you don't need to commit 2 slots to instant explosions anymore. It used to be that you need to run greatly increased EIS activation speed and also moderately increased activation speed along with Mechanic to get instant exploding traps out of Alex. Alex only needs slightly increased EIS activation speed now, so she needs 1 slot and 1 equipment point. So that's a huge change for Alex. And you might not even want to run any of that, and then you can run full damage on Alex. I plan on covering Alex a bit with this new update, because this is a huge change for her, even though it's a Nikolai card, okay? Now, on to rank 13 here, you get some really interesting things happening with Nikolai. You get a new firearm, which is the air cannon. Now, the air cannon is purely a crowd control device. It is very similar to the grenade launcher, except it doesn't do damage. So if you've seen the grenade launcher from a supply zombie, you shoot down, poof, and everybody gets scattered when it hits them. Same exact concept on the air cannon. Air cannon comes with 1 bullet, but you can also up it to 2 if you're running firearms expansion. And I'm sure you can imagine all the different things that could be useful for air cannon with other masterminds, like Spencer. You know how great it's going to be when you place a D field down and then you can just toss them right through it? Oh, that'll be beautiful. Or let's say you have infection set up and you want to push them into the infection. Oh, beautiful. Air cannon is going to be great. Another thing that's really nice about air cannon is every single survivor that it hits is 5 seconds off the clock. So a lot of times when they're rammed up on a door, it's an easy 10 seconds. And then if you combo that up with, which again is mag expansion, that's an easy 20 seconds. Another cool thing about that, now that I mention air cannon here, is if you run clone with air cannon and you have firearm mod in your hand, which I'm about to talk about, and then also firearm efficiency, that'll make it so the clone of air cannon only costs 1. So you're basically getting 4 air cannon shots for the cost of 2, which is crazy because the default cost on air cannon is typically 2. Now on to his rank 19 skill. That is going to be a mod. Very same concept as Annette and Alex. This is going to be efficiency mod firearms. Takes the cost of all your firearm cards, reduces them by 1. Okay? And then in similar Alex and Annette fashion, we can go to the boosters here. Energy booster firearms. Going to take the cost of all your firearms in your hand and reduce them by 2. And they will stay reduced by 2 until you use them. Doesn't matter which camera that comes out of. On that note, though, speaking of things that have to be in camera, discount now costs 2. So that's a pretty big change. Like I said, they did a lot of changes, a lot of really big, interesting changes that are really going to affect the game. This is one of them. Discount now costs 2 instead of 1, meaning that you need to play at least 3 cards to get the benefit out of it. Now, enough talking about the cards. Let's go ahead, get ourselves into the lab here, and I can show you Nemesis. I can show you the cards in action. Let's have a lot of fun here. So let's take a look at some of Nikolai's stuff. Now, I know you see Nemesis there, and you're very excited for him, so am I. But we got to show you the other things here first. So, first, Radar Pulse, his Area 2 card. You tap it, now everyone is tracked. Really nice to combo up with Red Queen mod, which will double your EAS activation speed. The equipment I have on right now makes it so I have instant exploding traps. 1, 2, 3, go. Really, really nice.
But the right.
He's pretty good with traps because he has a constant 20% damage boost as soon as they're under 75% health, so you can really start chaining up on people. Now, let's move to somebody else here. Test out our air cannon. Air cannon right here.
The old-fashioned methods. They are the best.
Pushes him around. Now I have 2 bullets in here because I have firearm expansion on, so do it again. Oh, on to somebody else here. Ooh, let's beat up Jan. I love beating up Jans. Turret machine gun. You know how a machine gun works, but here's the turret version of it. It'll look around for her and then blam! And you can see,
without torture, there is no science.
A minute 30 in the bottom left because we have firearm expansion on. Also, once she hit a health threshold, damage increased. Base damage is still 50. I have a piece of equipment on right now that makes it so I do more gun damage. I don't need to show you the reinforced leg hold trap. It's the same thing as what you'd expect it to be. So let's do a little bit of Nemi. Oh, I love his scream.
The Nemesis will end this for you.
Something cool about Nemesis is that Jill has voice lines just for Nemesis. So look at his skills here. We have jab cross, tentacle scythe, accelerate, and exterminate. So jab cross. When I first saw this, I was like, oh, it's a worse hook punch. It's slower and it does less damage because it does a base of 200. But jab punch is awesome. Reason being, it's gonna force crowd control. You can really just bundle somebody up within your arms here and just pound into them and take them out. Jab cross is great. Now, you might be able to see a Tyrone up here. You can kind of see him. I wonder if this will hit him. Let's try tentacle scythe. There you go. So tentacle scythe can hit a bunch of different people all at the same time. It's kind of like Yataveo's skill, except it has multiple areas where it can hit. And it has a really nice range. I bet you I can hit it from all the way over here. Yep. It's really nice. I think
but profitable.
Anecdotal evidence from me feels like it has something to do with if you can actually have an angle on seeing them, line of sight wise. Because sometimes you can be like right around a corner and it won't hit them. So I think it might be angle of sight. So now let's talk about accelerate. I wanted to show you accelerate on an area with doors. Okay? So first, what does accelerate do? You can scream like a jester. See how it hits both of them? They're stunned for a bit. Now I can do actions, but then it makes you start running like a crazy person. And guess what happens when you're running like a crazy person? You can run right through the doors. Oh, I love it. Now, the reason I got stopped there is because I took too long and I was talking, but he can just clear the doors. There's a little bit of door cheese on Nemi, but it's not that big a deal, especially when you consider that you can do this and then go right after him and beating him up. Oh my God, so sick of all these Jan players beating up my Nikolais because they're freaking anti-camera. And now on to his final skill. He does not grab, he explodes. Does 1200 damage base. You can boost it with equipment, but it does 1200 damage straight. Also, a few other things to know about Exterminate here, which I'm going to show you when the cooldown's all ready to go. Let's scream real quick. I just love his scream, and I love the range of it too. Something to know about Exterminate. Actually, a couple things. First, when you use it, you can cancel it. Also, when you turn, he has to like reset up when you turn. Also, you can't trust the laser. Don't listen to the laser half the time. It'll mess you up. Something else to know about Exterminate is that it can hit at a range, but it'll do reduced damage. See that? So it didn't do 1200 there. I've had situations where I hit them on the face and it doesn't do 1200, but I hit right underneath their feet. Right underneath their feet will consistently do 1200, so take that for what it is. Some other things to keep in mind with Nemesis here is that you see that exit gate in the distance? His Exterminate and his Tentacle Scythe can reach in there and push people out or just straight up down them one hit. So this is a really, really nice thing to have on Nemesis. Also, the rockets can shoot really, really far, so don't be afraid to use them in that fashion. I have shot across the map and hit them and downed them, so use that to your disposal. That's Nemesis for you. He's a very big presence. My opinion so far of Nikolai, you know, not even 24 hours of playing with him, is that his tracking and Nemesis are the two strongest parts of him. There's a lot of weaknesses regarding firearms, but you still can benefit from them with him.
You do not stand
But
a
he
chance.
is so good with Nemesis, and the tracking is so good. So I really recommend doubling down on your Nemi time here. So let's try to do a Nikolai match. Got 45 seconds here. I wanted to make you something for low-level Nikolai players, because that's going to be the majority of the player base right now, right? Everyone's just trying out Nikolai. So here's a deck that's been working for me when I was trying to reach those economy cards, because he doesn't have anything special going on with his bioenergy. So I needed to do something to make it so I could use up his bioenergy efficiently while also being able to be successful. So I have military grade explosives 3, electric cable 3 and 2, and then I have large caliber barrel. And then here is the deck that I'm currently using. Oh my god, I gotta switch it. I don't. Oh no. No. It's supposed to be a crawler. Oh my god, I got it. Oh. Now oh god, everyone's so easy during the middle of the day compared to how they are at night. Part of the reason why I'm running traps on Nikolai is because everybody is playing against Nikolai right now. This might change in 2 weeks. Honestly, a lot's going to change in 2 weeks. This game changes a lot. People keep figuring new things out. But, and watch, this team's going to beat my butt because I said they're, you know, easy ranks. But something that's happening a lot right now,
You are all as good as
people are
dead.
specifically hunting cameras. And they are just staring at the cameras like they don't have anything else to do with their life. And that is causing a really unfortunate difficulty spike to show up. Now, I don't have a camera shield here yet. They were looking for me. Jan's gonna be right there. Okay, so I'm gonna put it back here, actually.
But do not expect to activate
And
it
now,
so easily.
it's the instant exploding traps, which are really nice. And you can actually push people around into them, which is great. There we go, there goes Martin.
Stop
Nice.
resisting.
So I think he started getting tracked right away, which is great. And now I can either clone and push them off again, which I might. I'm gonna do that.
Let me put a bullet in your skull.
I actually was not running firearms before. I'll tell you a little bit about all the skills of the build once we reach the end here, because I'm kind of ran out of time here. All right, let's see what we can do. We got 2 of them down already.
Well, at least you're not dead.
This
go.
was your end.
Here we
I
go.
cannot say it was good.
Let's go.
My liquor has died.
Gonna put the thing down.
You gonna pick her up?
It happens. Don't
No,
worry.
you're not. So I'm trying to secure my kills here.
It's all right. We'll still
Nope. Now she's tracked right now. She's gonna take more damage. He's really good with traps because of that constant tracking damage. That's something that Nikolai is amazing for. Oh, I thought she disconnected.
You have a
Now,
key.
frankly, what I kind of want to do
I
here
doubt
is
you
just
will
pick
live
on
to
them,
use it.
but they're kind of sitting in the spawn. I don't have any creatures in this deck currently. We'll go a little bit more into the deck and all that once I get a chance, but right now I just wanted to show you a match and
that.
do some damage here. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to show you Nemesis.
Stand still, and I will end the pain.
Totally
for
different
you.
matches during the day. When I play at night when I'm streaming,
I have met
we stream every night,
folks that move
twitch.tv/SwingPoynt. Just a completely different mentality. Everybody
Just
out there is just
die.
like trying to stomp you. It's just a totally different vibe. I love doing this to Jans that try hacking. I'm just gonna try to do it again. No? You're gonna sit behind there and try to hack me? Nope.
Easy money for me.
Wow.
But they were making me so boring.
This is kind of why I feel like this deck's gonna be really good for you. Okay? So let me talk a little bit about
This
it.
is not your lucky day.
We didn't even get to show off Nemesis there, but I did show you a little bit in the practice rounds. Let me show you what the deck is a little bit more in detail with the skills too. And again, there's a reason why we built it this way. So if we go back here, the reason why we built the deck the way we built it, like I said, everybody is trying to destroy Nikolai right now, at least at night. Like all the sweat lords come out at night when I play. It's a totally different experience. I'm telling you, it's way easier during the middle of the day. So if I take a look at his deck here, like I said, we had this for equipment right here, military grade, electric cable, and large caliber. Something to keep in mind, I didn't even mention this the whole video yet. Equipment points have gone up from 15 to 20 on everyone, survivors and masterminds. So use that creativity to your benefit. You have a lot more capabilities with those extra 5 points. Now again, for the low levels, you could run Blood Trail starting at level 4. I would run Blood Trail. And you're gonna have firearm efficiency. You're not gonna get mag expansion to like level 19 or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it is, but either way, you're not gonna get mag expansion right away. Maybe it's 13. So for low levels, run firearm efficiency, Blood Trail. You're gonna have a radar pulse, which can be really nice, and you're also gonna have reinforced light hold trap. Eventually, once you can, then you can start putting in high cal turret. You can start putting in turret machine gun. But right now, this is probably what your deck's gonna look like. And then again, at rank 7, you're gonna get Red Queen mod. The 2 most crucial parts to make this deck kind of work are going to be Red Queen mod and also Blood Trail. And then once you have that, you can kind of start standing up for yourself a little bit, because everyone is going anti-camera right now and anti-gun, and that makes Nikolai really hard to play. So by taking a little bit of the gunplay out of Nikolai, you can catch people off guard and still play to his strengths, which include Nemesis, which you didn't even get to see in that game. It also includes his tracking, that constant 20% damage boost. Okay? So, this has been Nikolai. I hope this was helpful. We stream every single night on twitch.tv/SwingPoynt. Link is in the description. I'd love to see you over there. We start on YouTube and go over to Twitch. Lots of content over there that's going to be covered with Nikolai. We're going to do new builds. We're going to figure things out. I want to try out some new Alex stuff. Honestly, there's a huge bundle of patch notes that has affected the whole game. So, we have a lot of investigating to do. If you want to be over there, I'd love to have you. Twitch.tv/SwingPoynt. Link is in the description. I hope this Nikolai video was helpful to those of you that are trying to figure him out. You're brand new. You're like, oh, Nikolai, it's cool. I hope this is helpful for you. So thank you so much. I appreciate you all. And then I'll see you guys in the next video that we do around here.